What's up, YouTube?
I'm Leanna.
And I'm Jenny. And today we have criminal story time. Are we criminals? Are we not? You're about to find out. All right, so I'm going to go first because mine is a little bit more recent than hers. So, I was arrested. This was back in 2015. Yeah, summer of 2015. And I had just gotten off work. I still technically was with my daughter's father. We lived together. We were still together. I didn't even meet this beautiful soul yet. Aww. We hadn't even met each other yet. Those were the days where I don't like to think about. But so got off work. Had a stressful ass day. I worked at Sam's Club as a front end supervisor. It was literally one of the worst jobs of my life. Very stressful, very high strung, just very And I smoked a lot. I'm not even gonna lie, I smoked every single day. So I decided, I got a little ballsy. Once I started working at that store for a while, I had started taking like smoke with me to work, to smoke on breaks and stuff like that, and especially for when I left work. So I had like half a blunt left. And I decided, I didn't decide. It was like there was no thinking. Like I was smoking when I got off work and that was that. So I went, got in my car, clocked out, whatever, got in my car, lit it up. And from my job to the point where I got arrested was probably 30-ish minutes. And that's how long I waited till I got on the highway. I don't like to smoke because like this in Georgia, it wasn't legal. It's still not that legal, but I don't like to smoke where there are stoplights, people walking, etc. because you just never know. So I waited till I got on the highway, I lit it up. And so I finished smoking. I had come to a stoplight. It was dark at this point. I think it was like 8:30 at night. And I had thrown the roach out about a minute before I stopped at the stoplight. And sitting there not giving a fuck about anything. Light turns green, all of a sudden I see blue lights. I'm like, Mrs. Officer, for real, was about to pull me over. And at first I was like, no fucking way, like, is she about to pull me over? Because she was behind the car that was next to me. And I was just like, there's no way. There's no way, like, my luck cannot be this bad. My luck was that bad. So she approaches me, we're under a bridge. She approaches my passenger side. She said something about, it was a traffic stop initially, blah, blah, blah. And she said, I need to see your license and registrations or something. And then she was like, okay, well, actually, I need you to step out. I smell marijuana. I'm like, fucking great. So, of course, she asked me, did I have any more on me? I gave her the little sack that I had, which I think I paid $60 for that sack. It was a little bit because it was some exotic shit. It was good. So it was expensive, but it wasn't a lot. And if you know anything about weed, you know that's how it's supposed to be. So, and excuse this little fella, he's super clingy right now, and he just wants his mom. But, anyway, so, she starts wishful thinking here. She searches me, and I was not, what?
You started to drool a little bit when you were thinking about it, weren't you?
No.
Still turned you on just a little bit. Like, ooh, yeah, put me in your handcuffs and then put me in the back seat of your car.
Yeah, low-key, I was thinking that. So, I wasn't out at the time. Only me and me knew that I was into girls at that point. And I was, it was like a turn on almost that she was, first of all, a cop, second of all, in uniform, and third of all, that she was like, I'm telling you, like, she was like searching me, like, she was like, all up in me, or not literally, but
did you like that? Did it turn you on? Did it make downstairs drip?
Stop it! So, she made me spread my legs, and she felt up. Stop it! She felt up my legs, you know, she asked me if I had anything hiding in my shirt, and I was like, why don't you look? But I didn't say that. I wanted to say that, but I didn't say it. So, anyway, she finished searching me, realized I wasn't hiding anything. She called for backup, and this dude was a fucking douche. He completely ransacked my car, like turned that bitch upside down. Like, I feel like when they do that, they're like, haha, how bad can I fuck up her car? And that's what he did. I had to get the car towed because I couldn't leave it there. So it was impounded. So it was impounded for days, but that's not important. She let me make one phone call because at first she handcuffed me behind my back, and then she put the handcuffs in front of me and let me make a phone call. So I called my daughter's dad because we were together at the time. Told him what was going on. I told him where we were going because we weren't. Was Portland with Chatham County?
I don't remember.
I don't know either. I'm not sure. She pulled me over. She was a Savannah cop, but she pulled me over out of Savannah limits. So I'm not sure how that happened, but she took me to the Chatham County jail. I told him where we were going, and I honestly thought at first she wasn't going to arrest me because we sat in the car for like a hot 30 or 40 minutes while she typed up everything. I mean, she tried to call my insurance company twice to verify my insurance, but obviously it was like after 9 at this point, and so she just basically no proof of insurance, no expired registration, my license did not match my address, and I thought there was one more, but maybe not. So I got hit with all types of traffic tickets, plus possession, drug paraphernalia, and all that good stuff. So she took me down to the jail. I was the only one in there. I was this like, you know, innocent little like girl at this point in my mind. I had never been arrested. I didn't know what to expect. All I know is a sexy ass cop was taking me to prison, and I hope like, no, just kidding. But so we got there. They made me undress. I had to do the whole bend over and cough, which is, I don't care if you've been arrested 30 times, that shit is humiliating. Like the ultimate humiliation. I know they see naked people every day, but it didn't make it any easier for me. She let me get redressed.
Dang, she even asked for a date first.
I know. She didn't even take me to dinner. She just took me freaking all the way. Yeah. Clothes off, bend over. This escalated quickly.
Right.
So
had to take you for drinks at least.
Right? Buy me a drink first. Shit. But anyway, I had to wear those hideous orange slider shoes. So I got my clothes back on. They put me in the cell first, and then they brought me back out of the cell. They took my mugshot, all my fingerprints, and at this time I'm freaking out because like when you get arrested, your mugshot will appear on the county's website of who was arrested. And my old manager, because I used to work at the Sam's here, then long story short, I've worked for Sam's for years, but when I transferred to this new store, luckily they didn't give a shit about anything. The manager sucked. So the manager here, he checked the recently arrested list every single day. And I was paranoid. I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to lose my job. They're going to see that I was arrested and what I was arrested for. Anyway, that's just some of the thoughts that are going through my mind. And I think it really helped that I was high because I wasn't freaking out. At this point, I'm like a goody two shoe, you know, I do no wrong. I had a daughter at the time. I mean, I still do, but she was 3 or 4 at this time. And I'm, God, like, forever thankful like she wasn't with me, which I don't smoke at the time. I did not smoke around her, with her, nothing. So it wouldn't have happened anyway. I would have never been arrested if she was in the car anyway. But these are some of the thoughts that are going through my head. Let me backtrack a little bit. So I was able to make the phone call, and he ended up trying to get my bail so I could get out. I think my bail was $400 and something. My daughter's dad came, bailed me out, and when one of the sheriffs there, I forgot why they took me out. They took me out of the cell for a second or third time, and she asked me, she said, did you tell the officer that you hadn't lived at that address, or that you lived basically, she was basically asking me why the hell did I give myself away and tell the cop that I had been here over 30 days. She was like, no one's gonna know that but you. She was like, you basically gave yourself that ticket. So here's a tip. If you ever get pulled over and they ask you if this is the correct address, just say yes. They can't verify that right at that moment. That's what I learned. I got bailed out. I think from the time I walked into the prison to the time I walked out was about 2 hours, which felt like a lifetime. It was about 2.5 hours. I learned a lot from that experience. I no longer, I'm not gonna lie, after I did my probation, because I got probation for a year. My lawyer was amazing. Thank you. She charged $1,500. It was worth every dime. She got me down to disorderly conduct. They dropped all the traffic tickets except for the proof of insurance. And when everything was all said and done, I got a year probation, 10 hours community service, and I had to pay like over $2,000 to the county or state, however you want to say it. So I think I got off pretty good. I had to check in with my probation officer once a month. They drug tested me twice. I passed each one. They never drug tested me any other time, but it could have happened. They said it's possible that you could be drug tested every single month or not at all. So I just didn't smoke the whole time. That was a year from hell. My mom was very upset at this point with me because she had to not only fork out $1,500, but her daughter was arrested for possession and drug paraphernalia. Every parent's worst nightmare. Well, my parents' worst nightmare. I don't even think I just recently told my dad about that like last year. He had no idea because my parents are separated. But yeah, so that was my criminal history there. I had never gotten into any trouble. That's why I thought she was gonna like let me go. In the state of North Carolina, I would have been let go. First offense, never been arrested, they would have let me go. I've seen it happen firsthand. So yay, I was pulled over in Georgia and that's what happened.
Yay.
So to the cop, literally, no, just kidding. Yeah, so guys, once marijuana is legal, we won't have to have these, scares, but until then, stay safe, smoke at your house, don't carry the shit with you. I'll tell you firsthand, it's not fun.
All right then.
All right, well, thanks for watching. I hope I didn't bore you too much, and I hope you learned something. We have a part 2 to this, and it is her story.
My story. Am I a convicted felon or not? We'll find out.
You'll have to stay tuned. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll be notified for part 2. And we'll see you in our next video.
Bye.